people do not feel like they are able to come to church. When people hear the word church, they automatically tense up. They start to wander in their mind, trying to figure out, okay, what can I say? Especially when you ask them to come to your church, then they say, oh my gosh, well, I don't think, right now is the best time because I'm just not ready, or I haven't been in so long, or I have something to do on that day. There's always some type of excuse. But when you get past that, then you're able to develop that relationship that you probably once had, or that you're having for the first time with the Lord. And it all takes time. So remember that. My first point is to let you know that it's okay to feel like you don't belong. A lot of times, especially me, what I would say is that yesterday I asked my friend if she wanted to go ahead and go to church, and she was telling me that she hasn't been in so long, and really she hasn't been in 4 years, and she only went to church for certain occasions, and that was basically it. And then she immediately just all of a sudden just stopped going to church. And I said, well, it would be great for you to go to church. She said that one of the co-workers, our co-workers, said that she was actually going to church. She asked her if she goes to church, and she said no. And so one of our co-workers, who is actually Asian, she said, well, I'm getting ready to go to church. She said that she told her this Wednesday. And I just want to bring that to you because a lot of times we go through this phase of feeling like we don't belong in a church, that we are going to get judged automatically. And it's very unfortunate that a lot of churches have painted that picture for so many people, for so many believers, so for so many people that know about God but don't have that relationship, haven't been in church for so long. And for them to come back, they need that welcoming that greet, that warmth feeling when you first attend a church, or when you first walk on the premises. They need that. They are longing for that because that makes you comfortable. And it's unfortunate when you don't have that, because you have all eyes on you, thinking that you're doing everything wrong. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this person has this, this outfit on. She shouldn't come to church like that. And a lot of times, and a lot of pastors will say this a lot, these churches nowadays, they are looking for you to come in looking a certain way, act in a certain way, basically having yourself together before you come into the church. And that's so unfortunate, because a lot of people aren't like that. Even them, they weren't like that. I know that for me, I've been in church all my life, and I did step out of church for a few years, and I got back into it, and it's been the best thing that has ever happened to me, because now I have a true relationship with God. And when I stepped back in, I got saved. And this was years ago. I got saved. I still did what I wanted to do, but at the same time, I had that covering, that blessing, that safety, that comfort of the Lord within me. I had that, and He was working in me. It took a long time, but He was working in me to let me know that you are my child, you are my daughter, and I will give you any and everything. You have authority over everything, and all you have to do is just ask me. All you have to do is just come to me. And it took me a very long time to have a relationship with Him, because I was thinking at first that I have this religion. I am a Christian, and I said I have this religion, and that should, I don't really have to try hard, because now I'm saved. I'm great. I have the Lord inside of me. I said, Lord, please come inside of me and change me. And of course, it didn't happen overnight, and nothing happens overnight. And it didn't happen overnight, but I was still doing the same things. I wasn't renewed. I felt renewed when I, was baptized. I immediately felt renewed, and I immediately felt that the Lord took over my life, truly. But after that, it just felt like it weared off. And that's what happens with a lot of us, is that we feel like it has weared off, and we don't know where to go from there. And whenever we step into a church, we are immediately judged with all eyes on us. And it's and we have people looking at what we have on. If we're not praising the Lord like they are, if we're not like them, then all hell breaks loose. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just so unfortunate. And my friend said that she'll go with me next week. So by the grace of God, we'll see. But I just wanted to bring that to you and let you know not to be afraid to come to church. If it's you, if it's your friend, if it's a family member, whoever it may be, don't allow them to be afraid. Let them know. Let them have comfort. And if it's not their time, then allow them to know, okay, I'm not going to pressure you. If you don't want to go today, then we could go next week. But let them know how important it is to have that everlasting relationship with God, who is going to change their life and make it new. The questions that go through your mind are these. What will these people think about me? What if I'm not wearing the right clothes? Like when you go to a restaurant, a lot of times I dress. I honestly will say that, because I have had that experience of going out to different restaurants, I know exactly how to dress for certain restaurants. But when people who have not been exposed to that, then you can either help them out, or you can say, you know what, we're not going to go to that one. Or we can go ahead and go to that one. Don't worry about, what they're saying. That's even better. Don't worry about what somebody else think. I know a couple of Saturdays ago, me and my friend, the same friend, went out to eat. And a couple of guys were actually like looking at her, and she said that they were looking at her and laughing and everything. The other guy, there was two guys, one guy was talking to the other guy, and he looked back and started looking at her, and they were laughing and all this other stuff. So she was getting upset about it, and I was like, calm down, it's okay. Don't worry about, why are you worrying about what others are saying? Do not worry about what other people are saying. They're just like you. They're humans. They can say whatever they want to. I said, as long as they don't put their hands on you, as long as they, don't say anything out of character, then you don't have anything to say, because who knows what they're actually saying, first and foremost. And then second of all, don't worry about it, because it's not affecting you. Whatever they say is not, that it's not true. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to defend yourself. Why? Because God is defending you for you. Because He knows who you are. He made you who you are now. And so don't get discouraged. Don't feel like you have to present yourself in a nice fashion. Be who you are. Be who you are. That's all that I say. And the last question would be, are there conversations about me, like what I was just saying? And she didn't know if their conversations were about her, but that's what she was thinking, because they all of a sudden started looking at her. And I said, don't worry about that. Okay, if they say something, if they feel a certain type of way, let them feel a certain type of way. You already know who you are. You are a child of God. That's all you have to worry about. You are a child of God. Don't allow another human being to discourage you from who you are and knowing your identity. And I say this all because when we have those questions, and even I have those questions in my head, thinking, how are these people going to react? But then I have to constantly let myself know the same thing that I just told you. I have to let myself know that I am a child of God, and I can come in any way that I daggone well please, because He's the one that's looking down at me. He's the one that's judging me. He's the only judger that I have. I don't have to worry about any other human beings, because they don't know anything about me. They can say whatever they want to, because it's not going to hurt me. I know my identity. I have self-worth. I have self-confidence. I know who I am, and I'm not going to allow anyone to discourage me of that. And the reason why I bring this up is because a lot of times the devil is the one who puts these questions in our head, making us feel self-conscious, making us feel less than when we're not. Another point that I want to bring up is read the word daily. So when I was at church, of course, today, when we were doing praise and worship, the Lord just put on me, because I was trying to figure out, that's why it takes me a while. I try to do this on Tuesday and Thursdays now because I'm so busy, but it takes me a while to start doing this, coming on here and talking to you guys, because sometimes I don't know what to say. And I'm like, Lord, I know that you want me to do this. I know that you want me to continue to do this. So I pray that you please speak to me and let me know what it is that you want me to actually talk to people about. So that first part is what he wanted me to talk about. And then the second part, with the second point that I have, is being able to read your word daily. And when I say that, I mean that it doesn't matter if you're just starting out in church, if you've been in church for a long time, if you know and have a relationship with God. Everyone needs to read their word daily. Read the Bible daily. What I do, I read my devotionals. If you have the Bible app on your phone, they have tons of devotionals. After you read that little scripture that comes up, that daily word that comes up, then right down below that, it'll have different devotionals that you can go through that has it for 10 days or 5 days or 3 days or 20 days or even a whole month. But just click on one of those that you feel drawn to and start to read it daily, and it will give you that daily word, that daily comfort of you allowing God into your life each and every day. So that's what I want you guys to also do, and make sure that you do truly, because it would definitely help you with your relationship, strengthening your relationship with God, and strengthening everything else that God has for your life. Because he's changing you, he's changing your heart, he's changing your mind, he's changing your soul. And he wants you to be just like him. He wants you to worship him. He wants you to love just like him. He wants you to do all of those different things. But what he wants you to truly do is make sure that you get into his word, because that's where he's definitely going to speak to you. So if you have anything on your mind, if you have any questions, then he wants you to come to him, and he wants you to read his word, because his answer is right there. If you have any concerns, if you have any upsets, you want to rant, you want to talk to him, be able to talk to him. He's there for you 24/7, 365 days a year. He's always there, no matter what the circumstance, no matter what it is at all. He's always there for you, and he's always asking for you to be right there with him, and on his journey, because he's on his journey with you as well. And he wants you to be a much better person, and he wants you to live out the purpose that he has for your life. And so, knowing that the Bible is your way of having an amazing relationship with him, the second sub point that I have to this is, don't think that the Bible will give you everything for the rest of the week. And what I mean by that is, say for instance, you go to church, and you go to church on Sunday, like the majority of us, or some people go on Saturday, which is completely fine. So when you go to church to get the word, to worship the Lord, to praise his holy name. You do all of the great things that you need to do, right? For that Sunday, for that week. But when Monday rolls around, and a lot of pastors will say this, when Monday rolls around, then all of a sudden you get to the point where you feel defeated. You feel like you don't have any type of energy. You don't have any of that charge of that power source of God, who is your power source. You don't have that living within you. So it's like you go back to your normal ways. But God says for you to read his word daily. Make sure that you get in his word each and every day, so that you can have that regeneration of or re-energizing feel of him, that recharge of what he is bringing to the table, what he is bringing in your life. And he wants to speak to you each and every day. But what you have to do is you have to be consistent. You have to make sure that you speak to him, that you read his word. And you don't have to read it out of a Bible, even though that's great as well. But if that's just something that you are not ready to do at this particular time, then you don't have to worry about it. That's why they have the Bible app. That's why you need that Bible app, because it will help you out. And you can actually, with that Bible app, they have different versions. So I have the easy to read version. Just stay in it and do it daily. Make sure that you do it daily, because you would strengthen your mind. He would change you completely. As long as you stay consistent in him and stay in the word, continue to seek the Lord for any and everything of your life, then he will definitely change you completely. Where the things that you used to do, you won't do anymore. The thoughts that you used to have, you won't have those anymore. The lust that you used to have, you won't have that anymore, because now you're changed. Now you are recharged. Now you are becoming a different person, a better person for the Lord. And also the third point that I have is, don't give up on him, because he's not giving up on you. Allow him in. He's at the door knocking, and he's waiting for you to let him in. And that's Revelation chapter 3. He wants you to open up the door to your life, and to your heart, so that you can allow him in, because he wants to change you. He wants to make this everlasting. He wants to have an amazing relationship with you. He wants you to call on him each and every day, all day, so that he can make you new, so that he can bring so much, everything that you are asking for in your life. Ask the Lord for it, because he would definitely make it happen. You are his child. You have authority over everything, because he has given you that. You are righteous because you are a child, or you are a son or a daughter of the Most High God. He can do any and everything. He is God Almighty. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the beginning and the end. He can make anything possible. He makes the impossible possible. He makes those people that are in a car crash all crunched up, and you see it on the news and the car is all crunched up, but yet that person, they say that person has survived. That's only God. No one else but God. That person is not lucky. That person is loved. That person is blessed and fortunate, because they were saved by grace. They were saved by the Most High God, who allowed them to still be here on this earth, because their act, their purpose on this earth is not done yet. And then the last thing that I actually want to say, and I'm gonna just go ahead and read it on here on my notes. It says, if you're helping someone, or if it's someone, or if it's you who is working on trying to get right with God by listening to him and obeying his commands, take that leap of faith and make it happen. It's hard, but you will definitely get there. It's a journey, but it's your journey. It takes time, but you can do it. So make sure that you stay prayerful. Make sure that you take this time, take this opportunity. It's going to take time. Trust me. It took me like, I got baptized, I got saved in 2005, right after my grandpa died of cancer. And I decided that when he died, I would dedicate my life to Jesus Christ. And so I did that. And I actually got baptized. I wanted to get baptized on his birthday. But unfortunately, I didn't. And God actually had something else better in store for me. And what he did, he actually had me get baptized on Easter, the third day of when he rose from the dead, resurrection day, right? So I got saved again. I got saved actually, and I got born again right on resurrection day. So it did take me a long time. That was in 2005, 2005, 2006, and here it is 2018, and it took me years. I would say it took me about 10 years actually to really open my life and really and truly have a relationship with God. And you're probably like, oh my gosh, that took a long time. And you know what, it does take a long time. That's what I'm saying. Like, the Lord is always there. He's not going anywhere. He's just waiting on you to open up that door so that he can come into your life, so that you can allow him to come into your life, to come into your heart and truly change you and make you a new and better person.